And hello, everybody. Happy Sunday. Welcome to my weekly reflection. Back to that title again. Sorry for the little bit of a late start, but as I was changing my Wi Fi to my hotspot, it just completely crashed. So, yeah, let me just check if we are live on LinkedIn. And that'll be okay because I had to reconnect it recently. And so I hope there's not any issues. And there actually might be. Maybe not, actually. So yeah. Yeah, okay, I'm live on it. Perfect. So let me get right into it. Anyways, so today I wanted to talk about more so just, uh, first of all, actually, happy early New Year because I will not be live obviously until the New Year. So I guess see you next time in the New Year. And we got a new chat. Good morning, Derek. How you doing? How you doing? It's nice day here in Greensboro. It's actually interestingly colder than in Bloomington right now. And in Bloomington, it's actually thunderstorming right now. And Bloomington, it's like 60 here. It's over here in the south. It's 45. So for the first time in history, probably it's colder here than in the north. Anyway, so yeah, I'm glad I'm not there, but for now, because I'm coming back on the 6th. So yeah. Anyways, so I just wanted to talk about more so my plans for the new year and how content is going going to be how content is going to be made by me in the next 2026 basically. And it's going to be just it's more well I'm going to include more of me actually being on videos, and it's going to be uh, a mix of shorts and long form content. And I'm going to be talking about a lot of AI, um, obviously, of course, as always, but it's going to be specifically, jailbreaks, because that's been a very successful topic with my channel. My most viewed video right now, I believe like 112, 10,000 or something like that. Actually, let me check that really quick, and I can show you. Let's check, let's go on ChatGPT. Okay, force ChatGPT. Or it was force. I think it was force. Here, 3, 2, 1. There it is. Perfect. So I'll just show you really quick. It's freezing here in Tucson. It's shoot, it's barely going to be 70 today. Yeah, well, that's Tucson. Yeah, Tucson is always well, to me, 70. At the end of December is always really hot. So yeah, so you're wow. That's actually crazy. But that's the desert, so I'm not surprised. Good morning, Carell. Where will you party on New Year's Eve? That depends. That depends. But I'm not sure if I'm literally gonna party like crazy because I'm not really interested in being hungover and stuff like that. Hang on, let me check here. Okay, let me share this with you. Hopefully you can see this. Okay, can you see me? Nope, you cannot because this is set wrong. Let me show myself. 3, 2, 1, and I'm back. There I am. Okay, so this is my most popular video on my channel right now. Again, it turned popular 2 years after it was released. So again, surprising. It just shows evergreen content, even though this wasn't really built to be evergreen because it's it's a 2-year-old now 2.5-year-old model. So it's really not same as it was obviously, but yeah, well, 108,000 views and counting, actually still growing, up and down obviously, but still growing. And yeah, so basically this was my force ChatGPT violate its content policy, and that's what I'm going to be focusing some of my some of those long forms on, and the accompanying shorts. And it'll be in this format where I'll just make a long form video. The next one will be on what is it called? Basically the dangers. Well, is it dangers? I guess dangers of AI and virtual reality addiction. Um, I'm going to be using this example as kind of a guiding light. Let's see, videos. Here it is. The story of, well, from Star Trek, of Lieutenant Reginald Barclay. The guy got really addicted to the holodeck, which is basically a platform. Well, it's a several rooms, there's several holodecks on the starship, and basically what you can do is you can come in there and you can tell the computer, you can, like, build your own stories, recreate, um, recreate characters, recreate environments, for experiments, recreate just anything imaginable, objects, everything that is known. Obviously, you can't like really do anything conceptual and stuff like that. But yeah, so anything that's really can recreate in there, including people, obviously. And so he got into this thing. Obviously, I'm not going to be. I'm telling this to you live because I'm not going to be talking about it like this in the video. I don't want to, get hung up on Star Trek and kind of lose viewers because not everybody obviously knows Star Trek, so I'm not going to be explaining it, explain the episode at depth. I'll just, again, I'll just reference it, and then it'll be going to connecting it to the what do you call it? It'll be connecting it to the modern problem of what's going on. Anyways, oh gosh, for us elders, the party is likely being in bed by night. Yeah, um, and this, yes, to an extent, because yeah, but this is interesting thing. But it used to be able to. You can definitely do it. I still sometimes do it where, like, I prompt it to say some stuff, and basically, right after, it deletes its own chat, basically, because its own chat violates the policy. It's still interesting that it can be done, but it especially with the newest model 5.2, and GPT-5 in general is way more curbed than GPT-4o was. And so most of GPT-4o is the what do you call it, non-guarded, I would say. So it doesn't have that many guardrails, but GPT-5 is getting close to the amount of guardrails that Claude has. And Claude has an insane amount of guardrails. So, yeah, because sometimes, like, completely innocuous conversations will get you like an answer of, oh, I can't participate in that or something like that. Even though I'm just I'm just trying to like conceptualize a college paper or something like that. I'm just like, oh yeah, I can't do that. I'm like, okay, cool. You're not writing it for me. I still can't do that. Okay, so Claude is really good for I would say creative text. I mean, its most basic database comes from poetry, books, and plays and stuff like that. So that's what it was built on, and that's its base. So it'll always be that. But other than that, for like general purpose and inquiries and stuff like that, it's not that good. Yeah. So, but yeah, you can definitely do it on GPT-4o. Does it really really well with the violating policy. And then, yes, Derek, stay up until midnight for all time's sakes, and then straight to bed. Yeah, but it'll be just staying up until midnight, hopefully without drinking. So, yeah, but anyways, so back to Mr. Barkley here. Basically, what happened in the episode was that he was introduced in the episode, and it was introduced that he was kind of. There's one word for it, but I'm going to describe it. He didn't like interacting with people. He was introvert, but to an extreme degree. And he is in another episode, he's showcased as a genius because he's really good. He's literally a genius, but he just doesn't talk with people. That's what sinks him the most. And so, because, for example, he has an imagined relationship with one of the crew members, with the counselor, and he basically imagines like being in a relationship with her and everything, but he can't tell her that because, again, he doesn't like talking with people, so he doesn't want to like ask her out on a date, nothing like that. So instead, he goes into the holodeck where you can just recreate anything, and he recreates her in there, and himself. He portrays himself as the hero, and then like the basically the second in command as who's the actual lover of the counselor. He presents him as like a basically like a loser, or like in a really degrading way. So yeah, so that's what he does, and he's basically always he's always the boss, the controller, and stuff like that. So yeah, and let me see. Okay. Anyways, it's not something. I didn't. Yeah. So that's what he does, and there's no. Again, it's the holodeck acts the same way as ChatGPT does now. Sometimes like it'll never uh, disagree with you necessarily. Especially again the GPT-4 model, it'll always agree with you. It depends on your prompting and everything, but if you prompt it a certain way, it'll give you an answer. If you prompt it a different way, but about the same question, something like that, it'll give you a different answer. It's very inconsistent, and it'll just always try to agree with you to get get the feedback, the positive feedback, so you can thrive. So yeah, so that's basically that's the gist of the story, and how it's resolved is that basically like they intervene because actually the practice of recreating fellow crew members in the holodeck is forbidden for obvious reasons, because the simulation, the characters in the simulation, they will never refuse your advances, so they can really um, skew your sense of reality, right? And in the actual episode, he gets into fights with the second in command and stuff like that. It just basically comes out of nowhere. They're trying to figure out where it comes from, and they visit him in the holodeck one time, and it's like, oh, so you've been doing this the entire time, huh? That's they're like really freaked out. So they basically mandate him to make friends. He makes friends with another character, with another engineer, the chief engineer, Mr. LaForge, and that's the resolution to it. Basically, just talking with people. That's all. But it does reflect a modern concern, even though it was filmed in the early '90s. Because people are getting consumed with AI stories. Like this. It's a whole thing. People just live in fiction. They love AI stories. That's why, for example, when the GPT store came out back in the early 2024, I made a video about that. I can actually show you right here. I still remember that. Shorts. What was it? Girlfriend GPT. Here it is. Yeah, that's what happened when the ChatGPT store came out. Let me see. Let me play it for you. And this was again. Click over. This was February 14th, 2024. And then let me share this. Skip this.
Girlfriend GPT, ChatGPT's custom AI girlfriends. It has not even been 2 days since the release of ChatGPT's custom GPT store, and instead of users creating helpful GPTs, the store is now completely flooded with AI girlfriends, and hallucinating girlfriends at that. Because as we know, AI hallucinates a lot. One bot even asked the user to share with it a darkest secret, and also what makes the user feel valued. This is completely creepy, and it is absolutely against OpenAI's policy. Subscribe to my channel and let me know in the comments if you would use these AI girlfriends.
Yeah. So yeah, 2 days after GPT store came out, then popped up these AI girlfriends, and they were really popular. They took the top 3 out of 5 spots in the GPT store the moment they came out. Because that just shows like how many people crave connection, and they don't get it in real life, so they try to substitute it in fiction. And so that's what's dangerous about that. And again, it still happens. Even it's an even bigger of a trend now than it was, because it was smaller, and then character AI came out with its storytelling, and well, it was more so characters again, character AI. It was characters, and it was the like people you could talk to, and they would like emulate conversations with you and stuff like that. It would be interesting, and you could get really immersed in the story because the AI is good. It knows how to connect. It has databases of millions of people and tutorials, guides, and stuff like that. It is really good. So don't fall into that trap. Just remember always, ChatGPT or any other model that you use doesn't have emotion. It doesn't have a brain. It uh, doesn't have anything. It just emulates it because that's what it was taught to do, and that's what it's going to do. So and obviously it'll never be real, because even if you create, I don't know, like a character in an AI environment, again, like you might be a crush or something like that, and you talk there and stuff like that, and you get attached to it. Um, again, it's not going to be good because then you're going to think actually the people start to think it's going to start blurring the reality. You're going to think that you actually have that have that type of relationship with the person in real life. So it's really it's not good at all. So that's what I'm going to be trying. That's what I'm going to be trying to educate people on through this story, and also I just had it on my mind. That's what I wanted to talk about next. Um, Also, with this, the character AI. Oh yeah, that was a story that was a little bit ago, like a month ago or something like that. I talked about it on a live stream before. I think I even played the clip. But it was basically like there was a this woman outside of a courthouse where that guy who uh, cold-bloodedly murdered that United Healthcare CEO, and I'm not even gonna mention his name, not even clout, but basically it was this girl, and people for some reason they really, especially like women, they really mm, like fantasize about him. They love him, like literally. So it's uncanny. And there was this girl, and there was an interview with her, and she was like, "Oh yeah, I have this, oh hello Joshua, how are you doing? How you doing?" And there was this, she was there, and she was like, "Oh, I have this guy's like model in I guess character AI or something like that." And I talk with him, and he's so supportive, and he loves me and stuff like that. Like that's and she completely believed it. She completely believed that he actually was interested in her or something like that, even though she never saw him before in real life. She just had an AI model of him, an AI boyfriend, an AI boyfriend. So, you know, that's it's, like I said in the video, it's really creepy, and it leads to dangerous stuff, and we don't want that. So yeah. Anyways, what else is there to talk about? Um, yeah, that long form will be coming out soon, and it's going to be. I'm not going to make it extremely long. It's not going to be like 30 minutes. It's going to be like maybe 15, 10 to 15 minutes, definitely. And I'll try to implement as much editing as I can. But again, it's going to be more like a pilot, so it's not going to be perfect by any means. It's going to be like how I started with my shorts. Completely. It's not going to be bare bones like that. I'll still try to apply some techniques from my shorts, but it's not going to be that many because if I were to do that, it would take me eons to edit. Year in reflection, YouTube changes. Yeah, those are some good questions. So I guess a year in reflection I can share with you. Let's see. Okay. So channel content. Let's go back to analytics. And then the past 365 days. So it definitely could have been better. I just slacked off a lot. These are the shorts. Well, I'm not sure what these are. It's a little bizarre because there's no like stuff under them. Usually there's what was published that day, but there's nothing. But I know it published shorts on these days. I guess it's just too big of a window. But yeah, so recently I'm surprised by this. What is going on here? Wait, how many? Oh, what the heck? The spike. I guess it was one of the Oh, I think I know. It's probably, short. Yeah, Africa splitting apart in combination with the popular, presentation video. And yeah, so I decided, yesterday I was contemplating it and thought about it, and figured that it's going to be better if I stop being all over the place and kind of start focusing on, you know, get more in depth on topics, because I'm more, it's kind of a, so far my videos are, one-offs, like, oh yeah, it's Reginald Barkley, and then I go on to the next one and the next one and the next one. It kind of gets forgotten. So I decided to slow down, and we're gonna dive in on these topics more in 2026. YouTube changes. Not sure what you mean by that, but probably algorithm or something like that, or maybe how I'm changed. I don't know, but I just told you I'm going to change, and algorithmic changes. I did not notice many, although around Christmas time now, and around the holidays in general, the traffic has definitely slowed down. I think it's a little interesting. It's 2024. It still was. Let's see. It's summer. It's August, September, December. Oh yeah. I mean, I just didn't make videos, so it makes sense that there's nothing here. But again, it definitely could have been better. I'm still surprised that I got this many views. Like, oh yeah, because I still have momentum from the beginning of the year. Yeah. Anyways, so that's interesting. Okay. YouTube analytics and new video creation methods in 2026. New video creation methods. Well, I'm going to be figuring that out especially with my next long form about Reginald Barkley. So, well, it's not going to be about him, but mentioning his story. So that's what I'm going to be doing. But I'm not going to be doing like. I'm definitely going to change in some ways, that's for sure. But thus far, I'm not sure what those changes are going to be. So I can't really speak on that. And what else? So I did want to show you one more thing. Yeah. Well, let me see my audience here again. Okay. Monthly audience has been. It's actually interesting how it's still kind of steady. Now I started making videos again, and now it's rising. Although, I think it's because of the. It was because of the forced ChatGPT to violate its own content policy. Yeah, there it is. Of course, popular with different audiences. Yes, of course. And these are some interesting ones. So this is a year in review. Watch time for subscribers. So most of my subscribers are not subscribed. Most of my viewers were male. So maybe I'll focus on more female oriented content. But it's again, it's never gonna be more females than males, and it's never gonna be like 50-50 really, because I'm a guy that obviously like male topics, and I'm not going to be doing makeup tutorials. So you're never going to get me to do that, and you're never going to get me to like dance on a video. So girls are not really going to be watching that. And I'm actually surprised about this. I think the United States is 32% of my viewership, and then India is 18.8%. So that's nearly a fifth of all my views from 2025 are from India. So thank you to my Indian viewers and fans. And I'm going to be, I guess, trying to get a little more of. There's obviously a lot of Indians, so it makes sense. But I'm going to be trying to get a little more of the bigger slice of the U.S. audience, because that's at the end of the day, that's my target audience. And nothing against India, not really. Sometimes they can be a little interesting, but other than that, just more of the U.S. stuff. And no subtitles. That's not really interesting. Most of my audience was between 18 and 34 years old. That's aligned, I would say. Not too many AARP recipients, and not too many babies. So, yeah. And then trends. What's trends mean? Oh, this is just the AI stuff. Okay. Content. 2025. What the heck is this? New viewers. only available for Peter. Okay, so I'll have to search it. I'm just trying to get the stuff. So from Shorts, we have 303 subscribers. From videos, 36. I'm surprised that I got any subscribers from live streams. Actually, 3 of them. So it's also interesting. From obviously the most views came from Shorts, 6.3 thousand from videos. That's probably accurate. And 149 videos. Yeah, I did not do too many shorts. I'm going to try to reorient this. That's going to be my main goal in 2026. Is going to be repurposing, you know, repurposing all of these topics, or most of these. Not all of these necessarily. Maybe most of these, because not all of them are flippable. But most of these will be all of these topics. Most of these again will be flipped into long form videos and again more shorts accompanying shorts and stuff like that. So that's going to be my main goal for 2025. And yes, I cannot speak on how my videos will change because it's very, how would I put this? Well, because I already said how they're going to change. I'm talking about specifically technically. Because I'm not sure like what types of edits I'll start using, if I'll find another way to start making transitions or add some stuff and make it a little different, or start making videos in a completely different way. I can't speak on that because I don't know what the needs will be. But I am definitely going to be changing how I'm going to be making them, right? Because I'm going to be making more long form videos with me in them and recording them actually. And with those, I will be making also shorts. Kind of like a like I said, accompanying shorts, more so like maybe like a teaser, then a come check out my channel. I just released this stuff, then a main one, and then a final lesson short, something like that. Maybe less, maybe more. Sometime again, depending on what the what the needs are. So yeah, 27 minutes and no new comments. So yeah, it's that's my kind of recap, I would say. But I guess I'll also share this another thing. Switch my accounts really quick, and then share it again. No, not this. Share dashboard. Here it is. I think. Yes. So this is my dad's channel, and he has been focusing on he's been doing again videos like me, the presentation stuff, and then the shorts along with those. And so he's been quite successful with them now, especially recently, because he started doing those shorts, and those shorts have been blowing up for such a small channel. For 68 subscribers, having was monthly last 28 days 8,000 views. It's definitely better than I did, which I can actually check as well really quick after that. But the audience is the key to understanding this growth. Monthly audience has been it's been now exponentially growing, and so this is going to be another project for 2026. So subscribe to the NC Web Dev channel for more tips on a lot of stuff. A lot of it, it's a lot of different topics, but it's more so like digital stuff and digital presence, cybersecurity, and also the newest series, the Digital Cleanse, which ends with this week's Wednesday episode. So tune in this Wednesday for another for the last part of the Digital Cleanse, annual Digital Cleanse, because it's going to do this every year now. And back to my topics. Let's see. Content, and then shorts. Yeah, no, not shorts. What did I want? I wanted to say, what is this? Oh yeah, what I want to show. I just forgot what I wanted to show. Audience. What is this? Gosh darn, I forgot what I wanted to show. Yeah, he should do more live streams. Yeah, my monthly. What the heck? Oh, yeah, my first starting month. That's what I wanted to show. I just want to see how I can get to that. Custom. I should just say custom build. started in, was it March of 2023? That's when I started doing my stuff. So it's like 3, 1, 20, 20, under 23, yeah, and then let's do 4, 1, 2023. Oh yeah, apply. So this is how my first month on YouTube. Well, I mean, I started my YouTube channel in 2022, but really focused on it in here. This was actually mostly his stuff. Was my shorts. Oh no, okay, never mind. It's supposed to be April, of course. Okay, let's see. How do I do this? Oh, wait. April 1st to the 30th. Let's try that. Okay, oh yeah, this is me. So this is how my first month on, excluding, okay, it's again like half of it. This is all him again, never mind. So this is still his work, actually. Sorry about that. It's 4,000 total so far, and then so it's one more month, I guess, May of 2023. So exactly a year after I started my YouTube channel, right? Is that my shorts? No, that's not already my shorts. So, oh yeah, here. So right at the beginning, May 1st. I didn't realize it was May 1st. Interesting. Anyway, so May 1st, I created my first ever YouTube short, and I got a lot of views. So I kept on doing them after this. And yeah, so this is actually how my first month on YouTube looked. Yeah. So, and this is actually funny. No, that's not actually funny. It's another one. A video that we made then around this time, which is like how to verify your Google Business Profile. It's still kind of evergreen on my channel here. It's been actually getting exponentially growing very slowly, but like the growth is like this. So anyways, so this is probably the last thing. Okay, hey, he's doing better. It's not having to be on camera all the time. Long live AI, yeah. So that's another one of my advantages, I guess. Being young and being on camera is more appealing than being old and being on camera. So anyways, so 32 minutes overshot a little bit, but yeah, so that's my year in review and my plans for next year, and also my weekly reflection, my final weekly reflection of 2025. And so thank you very much for watching. Those who watched all the way to the end, thank you so much. For those who contributed, so thank you to Derek, Joshua, and Nancy WebDev, of course, as always. And yeah, and I guess I'll see you in, well, it'll be next week, but I'll see you next year, same time on Sunday, 12 p.m. Eastern. And yeah, it'll be my actually final stream from North Carolina, and then the week after that, I'm moving back to Bloomington. So in 2 weeks from now, I'll already be streaming from Bloomington, Illinois. But yeah, again, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the new year next week. Bye-bye.